Hey, this is Katie from Peck Nutrition, and today I'm talking to you about sleep and the impact that has on our body fat levels and some tips on how to get more sleep. Before we go into today's blog, I just want to do a little recap of the blog 2 weeks ago. So I send out my blogs every 2 weeks, and if you're not signed up to my email list, please go to the website pecknutrition.com and put in your name and email and sign up to the list. I would love to be sending you emails every 2 weeks. So you can find the blogs on the website under blog, but you get notified and you receive the emails every 2 weeks, and I share things on the emails that I don't always put in the blogs. And yeah, so this video, I've just started doing videos, summaries, and I really love doing them. So last time it was really to get you thinking about sleep. I just did a little challenge over the next 2 weeks to calculate how many hours sleep per night that you were getting. I did this. I know how important sleep is. I really enjoy doing it. And it cemented to me just what my particular needs are and what impacts on me. So I hope that you found it useful. Sleep is really, really, really important. And the first thing to point out is that we live in a culture that's more of a corporate culture where sleep's not valued as much. And have you ever heard anyone say, or have the belief yourself, that if you're focusing on your sleep, then you're lazy or you're unproductive? And really, when it comes down to, let's just talk about healthy body fat levels. We really are programmed to be thinking about diet and exercise. That's really important. But actually, the forgotten secret to healthy body fat levels is having enough sleep. And that's something that we really, really want to remember, is the importance of sleep. Now, I love sleeping, and I know it's blimmin' annoying when you want to sleep and you can't. And it is really annoying when someone says to you, oh, I love sleeping, I don't have any trouble sleeping. For me personally, there's been times in my life when I really have struggled with sleep. When I was a teenager, I went through a period where I really, really struggled with my sleep. And also from 2010, for a few years, when I got divorced and I bought my flat, I really struggled with sleep. Because I was in this fight or flight mode all the time. And yeah, I really worked on it because I'm like, this is not happening. I love sleep. So I really value it, and I really honor making it a priority for me. So yeah, I would love for you to really consider, because this is something I feel that we're not really encouraged to talk about and share much as sleep. It's one of those things, that we kind of deprioritize, and we think, oh, it's the end of the day and we'll just, get what we can. Actually, we should think about it that it's the start of a new day, and how I'm going to perform tomorrow is directly linked to actually the quality of the sleep I get. And look at those things that really impact on your ability to get good quality sleep. So what we want to first think about is this word circadian rhythm. Have you heard of it before? So this Nobel Prize was won last year for physiology and medicine, all about circadian rhythm. What we know is important is the human body's connection with Mother Nature, that we live by the cycle of the sun. And actually, sleep really underpins the whole cycle. There's so many things and processes that happen when you're asleep. We take it for granted, don't we? We just expect the body to just keep going and going. There are just so many things that happen. And for all of the processes and the functions that happen during the day, we really need to defrag and to repair our body during the night when we're asleep, so that the next day, because that doesn't happen when you're awake. When you're awake, it's all about energy production. It's about, achievements. It's about function of the body and doing what it needs to do during the day. And at nighttime, this is when all the repair and regeneration happens. So this connection we have with Mother Nature is fundamental. And so I'm bringing this back to you now to think about it. How connected are you to Mother Nature, and how connected are you to your sleep? Are you getting enough sleep? So some good questions to ask yourself. So one of the things that happens when you're asleep that's really, really important is that your hormone levels get balanced. And this is the key point when we are talking about having healthy body fat levels. So this can be kind of a sciencey topic. So I'm going to talk to you in a way that, you can just understand, because I don't want you to get this eyes glazed over thing when we start talking about hormones. But when you understand what it really means for you, it will make a lot of sense. So I'm going to talk about cortisol. I'm going to talk about the appetite hormones and a few other things as well. So the first thing to point out is cortisol, which is a hormone that's secreted in response to fight or flight, which is one of our nervous system responses that we are very good at producing in the modern world. And actually, this brings me back to the point that what a lot of people don't understand, and they're very judgmental of people who struggle with their body fat, and I have to be honest with you, it really annoys me, is it's not as simple as just, that somebody is greedy, or that somebody is lazy, or that somebody just is not eating right and is not exercising properly. It's hormones, and it really is about stress and inflammation in the body. Because if you think about it, if the body's feeling like that, does it want to give energy to let go of fat stores? No, it sees it as a form of protection. So we have to actually look a little bit deeper here. So cortisol is impacted by sleep. And actually studies have shown you can miss out on having, just like suboptimal sleep for a few hours a night, and it really impacts on your hormone levels. So the body loves consistency. And it doesn't mean we have to be like robots, but we actually have to have this flow and this rhythm with sleep and what we're doing. Right, so cortisol levels, back on track. So cortisol levels are affected by lack of sleep. So they start to rise, and what that does is it signals to the pancreas to produce insulin. Insulin's the fat-storing hormone, and so you're not even eating anything, and this is happening. And what's interesting too is when you wake up in the morning, cortisol levels are higher, and most probably people will have sugar and lots of carbohydrates and caffeine in the morning. And what does that do to insulin levels as well? So that's a whole nother topic. But cortisol is impacted by lack of sleep. So moving on to the appetite hormones, and this can be a little confusing, but it's really not. We just think about there are hormones that control our appetite. So we have ghrelin, I always think of it like gremlin, that's how I remember it, and leptin. One of them is a hunger hormone, and one of them is a fullness hormone. And what happens is, ghrelin is the hunger hormone, and it tells you to eat. Leptin tells you when to stop eating. And what happens when we have the lack of sleep is we get this imbalance, and these hormones get out of whack. And so have you ever felt or know anybody that is like, I'm not getting tummy rumbles, I'm not actually hungry, but I can't stop eating, I can't control my portions, my food controls me. That's probably they're struggling with an imbalance of these two hormones, where you feel like you want to keep eating, and you can't stop, and you get more cravings, you get driven to eat more, you're not hungry, and you really feel like you want to eat, and it's very confusing and conflicting, because you actually know that your stomach's not howling at you, but you just feel like there's hormonal things going on, and you can't seem to stop it. So this is your appetite hormones. And then you will eat as a result of the appetite hormones, and then that will impact on insulin as well. So it's almost like you're not really being in tune, and it all comes back to sleep. So what I was saying about being in tune with Mother Nature and getting your sleep. So these are the appetite hormones, and you can re-regulate those by retuning in with your sleep. Yay, how responsive is your body to when you take care of it? Something to be grateful for. And the next thing I want to talk about is when you have the lack of sleep, it affects your brain chemicals. So MRI scans have confirmed this. You're more thinking more and you're driven more to eat higher calorie foods. So this is sugary, salty, and fatty foods. And really the other thing which I just have mentioned is the impact on all of these hormones on insulin and glucagon, which is the digestive hormones that are controlling your blood glucose levels, and that we want to have this stability over the day, because insulin is the hormone that is where the body takes up fat, and all of this is like a cascade, and it's all affected by the amount and quality of sleep you get. So we don't want to forget about quality of sleep. So today's blog was talking more about sleep and the importance of sleep for healthy body fat levels. So hopefully this has really stirred you up and got you thinking about your lifestyle and actually how you can become more productive during the day by romancing your sleep and really working on that. So I have a cheat sheet for you, which I hope that you love. It's 1 page, and there's 5 different points for you to think about. So it's just sort of skimming the surface, but it will give you some things to work on. You can download that by clicking on the blog, and it's also in the email that I have sent to you as well. So I hope that you find this really, really useful, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.